I think it's very symbolic that we're here today at Independence Hall, Pennsylvania and Philadelphia in particular, with our role in the early revolution, and now today in the creation of benefit corporations, is going to look back on both this day and the events of hundreds of years ago and say that we were really in the middle of moving our country forward.
People ask, where does the idea for legislation come from? I was traveling down the Pennsylvania Turnpike listening to public radio, and there was a report on this national movement to create benefit corporation statutes in each of the 50 states, with the idea being a blending of the for-profit ideal and nonprofit idealism, merging those two together to create benefit corporations, a whole new concept of social good and a whole new type of corporation in Pennsylvania.
I believe we are riding a wave. I believe we're at a very exciting time in the history of American capitalism. I have spent my life practicing corporate law. I have, in my practice, largely represented management and major shareholders. I am by nature a conservative person. I'm a registered Republican. And yet I find that the benefit corporation is something that is very attractive to me because it's a way of dealing with very real problems in our society that I believe we need to address in a way that I think is the only real way possible today. We're just about to enter a major national debate in which we're going to be considering how we cut back on the size of government, how we reduce our debt, how we reduce the scope of government programs. And yet at the same time, all the problems of poverty and inequality and environmental issues and pollution are still there. This is a way, I believe, of harnessing the power of the private sector.
We brought everybody to the table. That covers the political spectrum from far left to far right, and in fact had unanimous passages in committee, both Senate and House, and out on the full floors of the Senate and the House. And then, of course, the end of the process is the governor's signature, and we were happy to have Governor Tom Corbett sign on and make this statute the law of the land.
It's interesting as we've gone around the country to see the wide bipartisan support that this concept has attracted. The goal is by the end of 2013 to have at least 20 states that have adopted benefit corporation legislation.
If you serve in government, you know that your time there will be limited in whatever length it happens to be. But for me personally, I think as I drive out of the parking garage at the state capitol, that one last time, put the keys in the car and drive out, I'm going to look back on benefit corporations as perhaps the most significant thing I've done during my time. And obviously that's not just me, that's of all that are involved, but it's a significant change for our state and really for our nation. And I hope folks out there all across the land just embrace it. They see the power of it, they see what can be done, that this just spreads like wildfire, that literally people grab hold of the vision, come up with their idea, their initiative, and do amazing things with it.